Good morning everyone. Now we are going to start the digital electronic circuits experiment 6, that is realization of shift registers. So shift registers, as we all know, that it is a basic component of sequential circuits. So now we are going to see practically that how it works in left shift as a left shift register and right shift register. So how we are going to construct this shift register? Usually the shift register is the cascade of flip-flops. Means we are going to connect number of flip-flops line by line, and for each and every flip-flop we are going to apply the same clock pulse. And how the construction will look like is the output of each flip-flop is connected to the, so we will see the diagrammatically. Here we are considering some 4 flip-flops, all are T flip-flops, and data input I am giving, and then we are taking parallelly outputs, the outputs. Here the shift register is constructed by the output of the first flip-flop is connected to the input of the next flip-flop, and the output, like that, similarly cascading, the output of the flip-flop is connected to the input of the next flip-flop. Like that the shift register is constructed, and we can construct shift register in 4 configurations. Those are serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, and parallel in, parallel out. Here serial in, parallel out means we are going to send the data serially bit by bit, and we are going to take the output parallelly, that is at a time we are taking the outputs of all flip-flops. And shift registers, we can shift the bits either in right or left. Now practically we are going to observe both right shift register and the left shift register. And the main thing we need to know is, for an n bit shift register, it contains n flip-flops. Okay. Now, so to construct this shift register in our laboratories, we need a shift register circuit, right? So directly we are having the shift register circuit in our digital electronic circuit kit. It is available. So by using this circuit, we can perform both right shift and left shift. So usually for performing shift register operation, we require IC 7495. So this IC 7495 is nothing but it is a 4-bit shift register. With the help of serial and parallel operating modes. So we are having the 2 input modes, that is serial and parallel. So we can operate this in serial and parallel configuration as well as parallel and parallel configurations. So for first of all, we'll see the pin description of the IC 7495. We'll see the pin description of this 7495 IC. As previously I said, this IC 7495 is operating in both serial and parallel modes. So serial means what? We need to have a one serial input. That if we observe the first pin, that is DS, that is data select serial, means we are going to send the data serial bit by bit. So this is 1 bit, right? So using this bit we can going to send the data serial. Like that, here if we observe, we have parallel inputs. These are D0, D1, D2, D3. These 4 are the parallel inputs. Okay. Now coming to this, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, all these are 4 parallel outputs. So coming to this CP1 and CP2, what are these? These 2 are clock pulses only. But here we are giving two types of inputs, right? Serial or parallel. That's why here we are having two clock pulses, two clock inputs. That is, whenever we are going to apply in serial mode, then one clock pulse is required. Whenever we are going to send the parallel data, then this clock pulse will be using as a clock. Now, for the right shift register, we are going to use the serial in parallel configuration. Okay, that's why here this CP1 is nothing but the serial clock input. This is serial clock input. That's why we are applying the clock using this CP1. For example, if you want to connect the parallel data, then CP2 will be connected to the clock signal. Okay. Now, first, and we have discussed data serial, parallel inputs, parallel outputs, clock signals. And one more pin is missing, that is nothing but this one, PE. What is this? Parallel enable input. Parallel enable input. That means it will enable the parallel input to the circuit. Okay. So whenever we are going to send the serial data, then this pin will be in low condition. Whenever we are going to send the parallel data, then it will be in the high condition. Now, we will see the key points for the right shift register. For the right shift register, we have said that we are going to use the SIPO configuration. SIPO configuration means serial in parallel configuration. Serial in means what we are going to send only the data bit by bit. That means this bit will be in high position such that this is the serial clock input. So this should be in the high position, and this parallel enable input should be in the low position. So these three key points should be kept in the mind whenever we are going to perform this experiment. So DS should be high, CP1 should be high, and PE should be low, such that we are not going to connect anything for this parallel inputs. Okay, now we will see. I have previously said this IC7495 is designed for a 4-bit shift register with serial and parallel modes. Okay, now we have discussed all these things, right? CP1 is nothing but serial clock input, CP2 is nothing but parallel clock input, DS is nothing but serial data input. Each and every point we have discussed, right? Okay, now this point also we have covered. See, if you are going to apply in serial mode, then PE input should be low and CP1 should be high. And whenever we are going to apply parallel mode, then PE input should be high and CP2 should be high. Okay, all these points I have written for the easy understanding for you. Each and every point what I have discussed I have written in this for easy understanding. So serial data, that's why DS should be high, CP1 should be given to, clock signal should be given to CP1, and parallel enable should be low. Clear? Now, what we are going to do, we are going to send the data serially and we are going to collect the data parallelly. So, for example, initially I am going to take the output as for each, these are all the outputs of each and every flip-flop, right? We are having 4 flip-flops, 4-bit shift register. 4-bit shift register means we have to have 4 flip-flops, right? 4 flip-flop means we are going to take 4 parallel outputs, Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Initially what will be look? All are zeros, right? Now, whenever the data serial input pin is high, after the first clock pulse, what will be happen? DS is high means that 1 will be transferred to the Q0, right? From the diagram, we can say that data input is going to the Q0. So, Q0 is 1. After the second clock pulse, what would be happen? Q0 output will be shifting to Q1. And DS is high, no? That's why in Q0 also will be having 1. Next, after the third clock pulse, what will be happen? Q1 output will be going to Q2, Q0 output will be moving to Q1, sorry, and again the D output is 1, input we are giving 1, so it will be going to the Q0, so like this. And after fourth clock pulse, what will be happening? Q2 output will be shifting to Q3, next Q2 will be going to Q3, Q1 will be going to Q2, Q0 will be going to Q2, Q1, and then data set output is going to be 1. So like that, all 4 ones. So it is having the right shifting is done. Right shifting is done. So whenever we are applying the clock, what will happen? Serial input is going to Q0 and it's shifting to Q0 to Q1, Q1 to Q2, and Q2 to Q3. Like that, right shifting is done. Left. So this is the reverse process of the right shift register, nothing but the left shift register. So here the key points, what are the 3 key points we have discussed in the right shift register? The exact opposite here we have to do. What we have to do, see here? We have to use your parallel data, right? We are going to use PIPO configuration. That's why here we are going to use parallel input. That means the DS should be low, and then the parallel clock input is CP2, so it should be high. So we are enabling the parallel inputs. That's why what we have to do, the PE input should be high. The PE input should be high. So these 3 points we have to keep in the mind when we are going to perform this experiment. Now, I am not going to give any input to this data input. I am not going to give any input to this parallel input. Just what I am doing is, I am just connecting the output of the flip-flops to the inputs. I am just connecting the outputs to the inputs. So, how my output will change, we observe. Okay, how I am giving the connections, just see. I am connecting output Q3 to D2, output Q2 to D1, and output Q1 to D0. And as usually I have said that PE is high because I am going to connect parallel input. So as usual, DS should be low and clock is connected to CP2 means what? CP2 means parallel clock input. Okay. Now, initially I am having 4 ones, right? And I am initially having, after the right shift, I am having all 4 ones. So here I am not going to apply any input, right? So after the first clock pulse, what it will be happen? I am not even going to give any output here. So 0 will be coming to Q0 position and Q3, Q2, Q1 will be remaining same. Next, after the second clock pulse, what would be happen? This will be shifting to Q1. So 1, 1, 0, 0. Like that, after third clock pulse, after clock pulse, what will be happening? We'll be getting all zeros because see here, Q3 is connected to D2, Q2 is connected to D1, Q1 is connected to D0. If you practice like this shifting, see here, usually here I am not giving any output to, here I am not connecting any input to this D3. Means what? See here, so directly Q0 initially will be having 0 because input is not, we are not providing any input, means that's why we are not having any output at Q0. After that, it will be shifting leftwards. After it will be moving to the leftwards. Okay. So like that, the left shifting will be done. So like that, you need to realize the right shift and the left shift by using this IC 7495. Okay. Thank you for listening this experiment 6. Thank you.